Welcome to Science Factions. Please welcome your host, Ben Verth.
Hello, it's me, it's Ben, and oh my goodness, here we are, Wednesday, 8 p.m, or if there's other technical issues, maybe half 8, or 9 o'clock, it depends. Or maybe if you're not even watching this as it's going out and you're watching this on YouTube instead, hey, whatever time this is, get to your bed. We all know it's half 4. We all know stuff like this is what shows up at like half 4 a.m. So I guess hello is what I meant. And this is Science Factions, a quiz from Monkey Barrel Comedy where I beam up some comedy friends and we just do a quiz about sci-fi, fantasy, pop culture, all the crazy stuff that you wouldn't get at a weekend in a comedy club, but might provide a lucrative Tuesday night in the winter time. I got to start first. This is episode 8. No, this is episode 7. Episode 6, our last episode. One of my pals, Rick Carranza, was on, and I declared at the end of that episode that he, in fact, was the top of the leaderboard. He'd won. He'd unseated the previous episode's winner, Des O'Gorman. I now find that was incorrect. Des O'Gorman actually scored more than Rick did, and I just didn't keep a score. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I got a text message at like 2 a.m. from Des threatening violence if I didn't make this public, that he in fact was still top of the league. You know Des, you know the guy who looked like Egon from Ghostbusters? That guy was threatening violence. See, this is what lockdown does to people. It brings out the worst in all of us. But I've said it now, so hopefully violence isn't coming my way. Are you happy, Des? Are you happy? Good. Forget what that beat was. That's just like a pizza delivery guy, because I have flatmates up here trapped in the internet. That's the story. That's what we're doing. This is the episode that we're trapped. And just forget that there's chat out there about the exchanging of monies. That's boy oh boy. We're gonna have some pizza after this. Anyway. Where am I? The internet, of course, floating around. Ooh, and I've changed my top because I've floated over next to the website for Primark and I got myself some bargains. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Science Factions. With me, as always, is the joint Omnitronic Hyperlink Navitron. It's my grumpy robot pal, John, and we're just going to check in, see if he's okay. John, my old sonny, my old computer son, are you okay? Are you there? Are you good?
I am here, Ben.
Oh my goodness, because you had a tough time of it with the big poo that you did.
That was unexpected.
Yeah, I mean, as a robot, I did not expect that there would be waste, biological waste product that you needed to expel. So that's...
I am feeling better.
Good. How's, we've recently had, we haven't, I don't know why I brought that up, but it's somewhere in the world, I'm sure. It was Mother's Day, and I didn't know that your mother was a Tamagotchi. That's interesting.
She is still alive.
Ooh, that's incredible. That's, because those things were out ages ago, so...
Some nerd by the name of Des O'Gorman is keeping her alive.
Well, good. Okay, that's... well, enough of this classic bants. You can tell we're pretty waist high into this series, and I don't care about the pretense that I'm floating around on the internet anymore. I'll show you. It's just where are we? Choose virtual background. None. This is what I'm not on the internet. This is what in order to give myself a green screen, I just got a bunch of just giant green post-it notes and stuck them up on the... Anyway, the internet, I'm back in the internet. I don't have a problem showing you behind the curtain. I'm aware nobody's watching except me drinking a glass of wine on Wednesday. Anyway, John, my old computer mate. I have a hunger in my tum-tum to do some quizzing with a pal. Who you beaming up for me? Who you got for me?
This week's guest is Ailish McCarthy.
Woo!
It's Ailish! Hello! How are you doing? Stand-up comic, an actor, Ailish McCarthy, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I am, well, the viewers have already seen the couple of rants that I digressed on, so you could be the judge of how I'm doing.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Hey, don't you worry. I mean, I am happy to do anything for somebody locked in a dungeon. You know, we're all
what am I like? I left my keys
here.
Yeah.
We're in an actual dungeon. How are you? How's lockdown treating you?
Like it's treating me okay. Very similar to a pandemic where you're stuck in a room and oh look, no hands. No hands.
You are phasing in and out of reality, as we say, as part of the world building that we do on this show. No, so of course you've got your background. Your background is in fact a dungeon because your specialist subject. Tell us about your specialist subject on science fiction?
It's the Saw movies, and I have to say I'm not a great fan of scary movies, but when I watched this, I was like, this isn't mindless killing. This has an actual plot, and I can get on board with this massacre.
Right. Okay. You like killing with meaning behind it. That's
totally.
That's fine. I writing these questions, I did my own research. I watched a couple of the Saw movies. The only place I really found time to do that was before everyone else got up, so I could use the TV. And so I was stuck on a couple of gory movies at 9:30, the TV right beside the window. And as I was watching Saw 4, there was a tap at the window from a distraught mother from next door. Some of her children had walked by, saw some guy getting his head smashed open, and she rightly came to complain. So,
wow!
This is the effort that I put into this show. This is.
You just say to her, look, it's character building. Okay, do you want to see it now, or would you prefer them to like be doing it at the friend's house and you've no idea? It's character building.
Doing it. Okay, that's how it works. I want to understand what there's gateway drugs. What would gateway torture be? That's
The Exorcist, wouldn't it? The gateway scary film is The Exorcist, wouldn't it be?
Yeah. I went to see a live version of The Exorcist, you know what? I actually don't have a story attached to that. It wasn't very good. It sounds a bit like a brag. I went to see it at the theatre with my sister. I didn't actually know The Exorcist had a lot of sex things going on in it, so it provided an uncomfortable evening with a sibling as well.
Of course. I'd love to go through the audition process of The Exorcist, like who can do a 360-degree turn with their head. I'm waiting.
Well, yeah, there wasn't a lot of special effects. So it was in Edinburgh. It was a touring production, and the sales point was that it was the voice of the demon was Ian McKellen. So the selling point was a recording of an actor who never showed up to the theatre or the city that the play was being performed in. The star was a recording made in another city. That was
the selling point of it. Okay.
Anyway, so welcome. Saw is your specialist subject. Who's cheering you on as we embark on science factions? What's your little mascot?
Yeah, I have my mascot here, and it's a pink flamingo because I asked myself, what is lacking in all the Saw films? Not enough flamingos, definitely. And Ben can't believe this. He's like, what? It lights up. So if they had more flamingos, they'd be able to get around those locks, they'd be able to light the place up. But I also think it's just really nice. And I'm a bit of a light, like I'm not great with scary films, so I would be like, I prefer something cute and funny.
Okay, I see. I see. Okay, you wanna, how could you improve Saw? Give it a kind of Alice in Wonderland vibe, is what you're saying. Okay.
100%.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, from my point of view, there's not a lot of fish suppers in the Saw films either. I think they could be improved by like a bunch of fish and chips for me.
But a lot of it is all about time, am I right? Like clocks everywhere, timeline, deadlines. You'll be dead, like killings going on when it doesn't work out. Yeah, I'm I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this.
Good. Okay, so usually in science fictions we will start the episode with your specialist subject, but we're going to do something different for this episode. We're going to make it the make or break round, and we're going to place it at the end. It's the end of the episode. That's where it's going to be. So we're just going to build up to it with some rounds of general geeky knowledge.
Deadly.
So we're going to start where we usually end in most episodes. We're going to start with the general knowledge round. So round one is the general knowledge round. We're going to do it exactly as we do it in other episodes. You're going to get 3 minutes to answer as many questions on general geeky knowledge as you can. And at the end of that 3 minutes, you're going to hear something that will signify to stop answering questions. The Joint Omnitronic Hyperlink Navitron. What will Ailish hear to tell her to stop saying answers?
Oh, my eyes are a bit twitchy. I am off to a castle.
That's what you're going to hear. Some satirical barbs. Spitting Image isn't on TV anymore, so somebody's got to do it. So, round one, general knowledge, 3 minutes. Ailish, are you ready?
I was born ready.
Okay. All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1. In Harry Potter, what are Albus Dumbledore's 3 middle names? Point for each correct answer.
Oh, balls. Like, that's not a name, Ailish. A pass. I don't know his middle names.
It's Percival Wilfric Bryan.
Brian is so random.
That's crazy, Jake. Time. The Marvel Cinematic Universe franchise kicked off in 2008 with the release of which movie?
With the release of Iron Man.
Yes, it is. What is the name of the spaceship that features in Terry Nation's BBC sci-fi series Blake 7?
Don't know.
It's the Liberator. Can you do an impression of Darth Vader off of Star Wars? That'll do. 1 point.
That'll do.
In Woody Allen's 2011 time travel comedy Midnight in Paris, the lead character Gil travels back to the 1920s Paris and meets which famous author whose works include For Whom the Bell Tolls and A Farewell to Arms?
Wilfred Owens. I don't know. That's
No,
wrong.
it's Ernest Hemingway. Who appeared in the greater number of Jurassic Park movies? Sam Neill or Jeff Goldblum?
Jeff Goldblum.
Yes, it was. 3. Who plays Bruce Wayne's butler Alfred in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy?
Michael Caine.
Yes. What is E.T. short for?
Extraterrestrial.
No, it's just because he's got little legs.
I'm taking 2 points.
What was the name of the? What was the name of the famous literary discussion group that met at Oxford's Eagle and Child pub in the 1930s that included as its members writers J.R.R. Tolkien, C.S. Lewis and Charles Williams?
Pass.
The Inklings. Who would win in a fight, Godzilla or a baby?
A baby.
It is actually, because the baby I was thinking of was a magic baby and you wouldn't want to cross him. Who plays Arya Stark in Game of Thrones?
Emily.
Maisie Williams. In Harry Potter, what is the name of the dark phantom wraith-like guards of wizard prison Azkaban?
Dementors.
Yes. In Red Dwarf, what kind of being is Arnold Rimmer?
A dwarf.
Well, the hologram. Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees. Both of them wear masks and go mental killing people. But which movie was released first? Halloween or Friday the 13th?
Friday the 13th?
Halloween, is it? Yes, no, it's Halloween in 1978 and Friday the 13th was 1980. Big Angry Ape, King Kong, is famous for climbing which New York landmark?
Empire State Building.
Empire State Building is correct. Who is the captain, the commander and the captain of Space Station Deep Space Nine in Star Trek Deep Space Nine?
Oh, Captain Kirk?
It's
No.
Captain Sisko.
Damn it.
Oh, my eyes are a bit twitchy.
Hey.
I am off to a
Right
castle.
on the 3 dot. Well done. The momentum is different, having the timed stuff at the start of the episode. I can usually build up. I'm exhausted now. John, how did Ailish do at the end of the bit that we just did?
Ailish has 7 points.
7 points. Okay, That's pretty good. That is good. There was a point for each thing, not some crazy point system that I made up in that episode with Rick that caused all the unpleasantness with Des. All right, round two. Ailish, you are a fan of Marvel and DC comics.
I am, yes.
But how well do you know
the difference?
Characters? Well, yes. What characters belong to what universe? That's the next round. It's Marvel versus DC. We're going to show you a bunch of images, characters. You get a point if you can name who the character is, and you get another point if you can tell me if it is a Marvel character or a DC character. Are you ready?
Let's do this.
All right, let's see the first image, as the French say. Who is that?
That's Deadpool, and he's
That's
in the
Deadpool.
Marvel? He's in the Marvel?
It's Marvel, 2 points, yes!
Yes.
Let's have the next.
I'm not competitive at all. I'm not like, yes!
Ooh.
Joker, and he's in DC?
Yes, 2 points, yes.
My friends are going to be so proud of me. They're like, Ailish knows nothing about Marvel and DC. Well, I listen.
Who is this?
Black Widow, and she is in the DC.
No, Marvel. Black Widow is Marvel. That's 1 point. Who's next? Who is this?
That's Iron Man, and he's in Marvel.
No, that is The Flash, and he's a DC character.
Damn it.
Who have we got next? Who is this?
The Green Lantern, and he is, I'm going to say DC.
Yes, correct, yes. Who is this bad
The
mother
Hulk.
effer? That is the Hulk.
And he's Marvel.
Yes, he is. Yes, 2 points. And finally, who's this collection of stuff you would want to bring home to a parent?
Is that the Fantastic Four?
No.
I thought it was Flame On and Fantastic Four.
No, that is Ghost Rider, and he is a DC character. So there we are. That's the end of that round. That was.
What's that?
Yeah, that was pretty simplistic by the standards of this show. It was an absolute technical nightmare last time, and I had like a whole only connect thing with Star Trek. I think we appreciate the simplicity sometimes. So.
Going back to the stall theme, I'm still here, by the way. When are you going to come get me? Any minute now.
Hey, I've been trapped in the internet for ages, and nobody... John, how did Ailish do at the end of Marvel versus DC? How many points?
Ailish has 16 points.
16 points, okay. It's all to play for, which is fitting because we're halfway through the quiz, so why would you give up now?
Good though, I'm pretty happy with that. There was two at the end that I obviously didn't know, but no, DC is Disney. Oh no, it's not Disney.
Okay, you just took all that goodwill and just threw it into a bin and then threw some fire on top of it.
Which one did Disney buy again?
Marvel, yes.
Yes.
I have never felt more like a condescending white guy than I did right now. Telling a woman, of course it was Marvel that Disney bought. I mean...
Jesus. Little hair flake. How long is your hair now? I'm actually very impressed that you haven't gone for it with a razor. Like, everybody's been cutting their hair for quarantine, and you're just like, nah.
Well, okay, don't want to do this. Yeah, this is what everyone's watching for. Body form. Bloody, I don't know what I'm saying. Body form.
I'm mine down as well.
So where are we? There we are. Ooh, look a bit like Aquaman. Okay, well, this is kind of weird, so I'm just gonna put these guys back up. This is.
No, well done. You haven't cut it.
Thanks very much. It's okay. It's kind of got a weird comb over. Do you know what? Forget it. This is not what this is. Oh. This is not.
My head is missing.
Show like
screen,
that.
But it's okay. It's very slimming, this green screen. I'm not this size, but I'm happy with it.
Wow, really? This image of a dungeon makes me look good. I mean, we should all hope that when we're projected onto the background of intense despair that we look good.
I think I should do all my Tinder dates this way. Like, dude, help a sister out.
Come and get me. Right, well,
Hashtag thirsty.
Okay, well, this is made up for the lack of complication and the very short Marvel DC
Clearly.
round. It was. Let's go to round 3.
Let's go.
Let's see what top banter is in the next round. So the next round is, I want to say a show favourite. It's just the easiest one to do. That's why we do it a lot. It's sci-fi synonyms.
Okie dokie.
So we're going to show you the title of a film or a television show, but all the key words of that title have been removed in synonyms. So words that are basically the same or kind of the same have been substituted. You've got to decode and work out what the F is going on. Are you ready?
Yeah, I expect that I will do very badly in this round. Like, I'll be very weak. Numbers. I'm a numbers girl. Well, not even dyslexic. Like, I'm a numbers girl, and the first 8 years of my life, I spoke Irish. So.
Wow, a numbers girl trapped in a dungeon. I can only imagine that you did a lot of Tinder dates.
Just whisper Gaelic to the lock as well. Hello, Amora, and Logan. That's my favorite.
Well, I'm glad that we're kind of pimping you out on this episode. Okay, let's do it. First sci-fi synonym. Let's see, can you work out? So what, the Danish plastic building bricks film, what is this film title?
Oh, Danish plastic building bricks film. You see, I don't know if that's Pixels. It's definitely not the Danish girl.
Yeah. The Danish plastic building bricks film.
Lego movie?
Yes, it's the Lego movie. Yeah, well.
Oh, amazing! Yay!
Let's have our next synonym.
If I just repeat it to her, she'll get it.
Rank of Ship's Master USA, the opposite of summer, troop. What film, what very recent film is this? Rank of Ship's Master USA, the opposite of summer, troop.
Captain America's Winter Squad. Cold War.
Oh, I mean, instead of what's another thing of a troop rather than a squad?
Team.
Okay, you got 75% of that answer. No. And then you gave up spectacularly. It's Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
The Winter Soldier. Honestly, we would have been here for, like, COVID would have been over and I still wouldn't have gotten the soldier.
Okay, well, classic numbers girl chat. That would go. Who we got next? Here we are. Amazement Lady. Which film, which comic book franchise, which 1970s TV show is Amazement Lady?
Wonder Woman.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. These are great. I love these because I'm getting them.
All right, let's have the next one then. Really incredible quadrumvirate elevation of the second place metal wave rider.
These are a mouthful. Definitely not Harry Potter.
Your really incredible quadrumvirate elevation of the second place metal wave rider. It's a film. It's a comic book film.
It's a comic book film. Elevation of the second place metal wave rider. I'm gonna pass. I wouldn't know what that is.
It is Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Very good.
The enthusiasm seems to have died away now that
you
didn't get that one.
But when I get it, like, I'm also like, I'm not a sore loser. I'm like, amazing. And I was like, you got it wrong.
Okay.
And then when I win, humble
so it's
winner.
a roller coaster, this episode. It really is. What have we got? Okay, here we are. I think this is the last one. Henry Earthenware Maker and the 50% vein filler next in line to the throne. Henry Earthenware Maker and the 50% vein filler next in line to the throne. What film, what addition to an existing franchise is this title?
Henry Earthen. earthenware maker and a 50 and the Half-Blood Prince. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Are
is.
you kidding? That's
we are.
great.
Excellent. That is. I think that's the last one, is it? Yes, it is. Great. John, me
Great
old
brain.
robotic chum, me old space friend. How did Ailish do at the end of that round?
Ailish has 19 points.
19 points. Okay, I think we still got some way until we catch Des. Yes, that's right. Des O'Gorman with his 38 points. But it's still, again, all to play for, because now it's time for the specialist round. Okay, final round. This is fandom or random. This is where we find out if you know your fandom, your specialist subject saw, or you're just some absolute random. This is the round that we find out if you know your torture romance from your torture porn. Is one. I've got loads. This is where we find out if you're a Tobin Bell or you're just a Tobin Bell end.
These are good.
This is where we find out if you know your Saw or you're just a hack.
Wait.
This one, not sure about it. If you know your Danny Glover from your Just Dinny Glover. This is where we find out if you know your Carrie Elways or you should just carry an L plate. I'm pretty happy with that one.
That's a good one, yeah.
This is where we find out if you hold the key or if the key is just in your brain somewhere. We have to gouge out your eye in a race against the clock in order to get it. So that's the end of that.
Hashtag spoiler.
So we're going to play. So yes, it's 11 questions. Why 11? Just because 11's a laugh. And we're just going to find out how much you know about your chosen subject, the scary films Saw.
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Not counting the to-be-released in 2021 sequel, Spiral, or the original short film, how many movies make up the Saw franchise?
7.
8. It's 8 films. In what year was the first feature-length Saw movie released? 2003, 2004, or 2005?
2004.
Yes, it was, yes.
Also, 8 sequels. How much can you milk that?
Oh no, the whole franchise together is 8 films. Did I get that wrong? Did I?
No, you got it right, but I just can't believe they're still milking it. Like, imagine going, I have to go see a 7th one now.
Yeah, and there's another one coming out. There's another one. I mean, I like Star Trek. There's not all. The neighbors are knocking on my window complaining about me watching Star Trek. You know, nobody's knocking on my window as I watch Star Trek.
Even banging on your window like this, just like, hey, who's in there? Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Where are we? Played by Tobin Bell. What is the original Jigsaw or the Jigsaw Killer's real name?
John Kramer.
Yes, it is, yes. In Saw 2, we discovered that John Jigsaw embarked on his bloody life's work of letting people... If you don't forget it, let's do that again. Yeah. Sorry, I've got notes all over the fucking... in Saw 2, we discovered that John Jigsaw embarked on his bloody life's work after a failed suicide attempt. What did he attempt to do? Now that I read that question, should we be talking about suicide on an internet comedy show?
I mean, is it like, I have a flamingo? Is this the bit that we're questioning the show? He was suicidal. He tried to crash his car, and the man is just immortal, which is probably why there's 8 films.
Sure, okay. He crashes. He drove off a cliff, but we're going to give you because it was,
in the
car suicide related. So that is the hashtag for today's show, car suicide related. Jigsaw communicates with his test subjects by a puppet. What type of bike does the puppet ride?
Tricycle.
Yes, it is a tricycle. Yeah. What is the name of the detective first introduced in Saw 3, who would later become an apprentice and a successor to John Jigsaw?
Pass.
Detective Mark Hoffman. Where are we? His actions finally catch up with him, and John Jigsaw is killed in Saw 3. What weapon is used to kill him?
A saw.
Yes, a buzzsaw, I guess. Thinking about that now, I was looking for specifics about the name of the...
It's so cliched.
Yeah, it's not...
Let's kill him with a candlestick, or let's kill him with a gun. No, I have a better idea, and I think you'll like it. Let's use it after the film. No one will predict, no one will even suspect it.
I mean, it's quite because the other half of his name is Jake, so they could have Irish danced himself to death. I don't know. They could have like put on some clogs and properly pounded something out of his head there. So
cut off your feet and then just river dance yourself to death. The Irish version.
Absolutely disgusting. What an image! I literally
2022.
just had the image of two bloody stumps.
Hang on, let me help you.
Okay. What was the first test? Heroin addict. I'm a heroin addict. Why did I write these questions? What was the first test?
Her name is Anna. Or Amanda.
Yes, exactly. What was the first test that heroin addict Amanda Young was put through by Jigsaw?
She was thrown into a bunch of needles by somebody else.
No, so the first test is that she had an old bear trap attached to her face, and if she didn't get the key, which was in her, I don't know, rehab pal's stomach, then she had to cut him open and take the key out and then unlock it, or the bear trap would have smashed her face apart. Wow, okay, I think we probably need to be putting this on after 9 p.m.
I mean, it should be on a Peppa Pig time, you know? I got a Peppa Pig on mine.
Wow, okay, Peppa Pig with a reverse bear trap. I mean, that does sound like Cluedo has gotten out of hand. That's... John Kramer Jigsaw took his cause of testing victims' will to live from the motto of the recovery clinic for drug addicts run by his wife, Jill. What was the motto of the recovery clinic?
It's not There Will Be Blood.
I mean, that's a giveaway if that's the motto.
Guess what, folks? Woo! Pass. I'm going blank.
It is Cherish Your Life. Sorry, I don't know why I said it so creepy like that as well. What is the name of the drug addict who, while robbing the clinic... Oh, this is another problematic question. While robbing the clinic, caused John, Jigsaw's wife, to miscarry?
Oh, his name was John as well. He was the doctor that saw Jigsaw.
No. So the drug addict was called Cecil Adams.
What a Cecil. What do you like?
God, oh, somebody's miscarrying. Oh, what a classic Cecil.
What a Cecil. We apologise for this very dark humour.
It's all right. There's 3 of us watching, and we're 2 of them. So, Cecil, this is the final question. Hooray, we're finally here. Cecil was the first person chronologically to face a Jigsaw test. What was that test?
It was the fact that they had the chains on their ankle and they were slowly being moved in, and he had to kill the other guy to get the code.
No, so Cecil, because he was the guy that caused the miscarry, so he was the first kind of Jigsaw. Anyway, so he had to like press his face onto a plate to release himself from like a knife chair. It's called the knife chair. But in order to get to the mechanism to release himself, he had to push his face through like a bunch of knives that were like there. I guess so. He like cut his face while his nose released it. God, it was a laugh. It was an absolute laugh watching it this morning. I tell you.
I love.
That was it. The answer is the knife chair. So, so John, not just at the end of that deeply regrettable and will probably result in emails to Monkey Barrel Comedy round, what at the end of the quiz, at the end of the whole shebang, how did Ailish do?
Ailish has 24 points.
24
is
points.
respectable. That I'm very happy with that.
That's perfect. So I think, does that make you third? I mean, I don't want to make these announcements anymore because they're 100% wrong usually. So
just run along. Just say I'm third. Just do it.
but you're up there. You're like third or
you.
fourth. I think you're third or fourth.
No.
I mean, there's no prizes at all for doing this. So I don't know why Des is being such an ass about it. So messaging me whilst I had 2 a.m. when I was definitely not going to bed because don't sleep. Just don't sleep anymore.
Nice.
So, did you have a nice time, Ailish?
I had a great time. It got really dark really quickly towards the end. And we were just like, no, he committed suicide. No, he did this. There's some bits. What's your favorite movie of all the Saw movies, by the way?
What's my favorite one? I went to see the first one in the cinema, and then didn't see any of the others until I saw number 3 and number 4 this morning.
Yeah.
I think I like the first one the most. I couldn't. Shall we probably get down to like Rotten Tomatoes? I just don't buy Cary Elwes as like a dramatic. He's always Robin Hood Men in Tights for me.
To you.
To me. And he, he's probably in lockdown in his really nice Hollywood Hills mansion whilst I'm, again, I'm not trapped on the internet. I'm doing a recording in my bedroom whilst my friends order pizza and I'm not having any of that pizza. So,
but you have Stephen Hawking doing your voiceover. Like, who said, like, this is showbiz, baby? Like,
yeah. Who said that this was showbiz, baby?
Who said that this wasn't, as glamorous as?
No, nobody said that it wasn't, but we all know it isn't.
This is showbiz, baby. This is all part of it. Yes.
Ailish, you have been the best guest that we've had on this week. And thank you for being part of it. Do you have anything that you'd like to plug? Where can we virtually see you? Or what do you got a podcast? You got any of that shit that people want others to listen to?
Yes. I'm on Instagram under Alo7, and I do a couple of videos and just some weird stuff that I just decided to put up online just to entertain people. I'm also on TikTok under Alo7 Comedy. I'm not on Twitter because I don't have an opinion. And I'm also going to be touring Wing Woman with my other half, Sinead Walsh, in October with the Brighton Fringe Festival. We're also doing Edinburgh next year, so it's all very exciting when we're allowed out of our houses again. So make sure you get to see that.
There we are. Somebody's optimistic that there will be pubs and comedy clubs still open in order for you to do your comedy thing. Thank you for being part of this. John, me old little computer lad, whom I probably should have showed some of the questions to see if these were okay to broadcast. Thank you for being part of it as well. We do this. This is Science Factions. We do this every Wednesday at 8 p.m. across the socials for Monkey Barrel Comedy. I've been Ben. You've been watching this. Good evening.